because we invest heavily in marketing, right? Last year we spent over 15 million naira on Facebook ads alone.
Just 50 million
15
naira or
on Facebook
15
ads.
million naira
Yes,
on just marketing alone.
Facebook ads alone, right?
Just
Facebook and
even
Instagram ads,
one.
exactly.
Wow.
So you
And some people
cannot.
haven't gotten that as capital to run their business. Welcome to Omon Scout, an entrepreneurship and career talk show where we'll help young entrepreneurs and professionals reach their full potential. My name is Amara Okoli-Tasie, your darling host, and I'll be bringing to you amazing guests who have seen it all to educate and inspire you with their beautiful stories. Let's go! Our guest today is the CEO of Mara Cruiz Limited and founder of the Manufacturers Hub, who boasts over a decade of expertise in business management and growth. Her manufacturing company, Mara Cruiz Limited, specializes in African hair products with over 150 distributors across Africa and 100,000 annual unit sales. As a lead consultant for Manufacturers Hub, she imparts her knowledge to guide African manufacturers in building sustainable and profitable businesses through technology and innovative strategies. She has trained over 20,000 manufacturers and is renowned for her appearances in the media. She's a dedicated wife and a mother of three. She's none other than Mrs. Amara Okoli-Tasie. Let's welcome her to Omon Scout. Amara,
Hello.
good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Wow, you look fabulous.
Thank you. You too.
Have a seat. Welcome, Amara, to Omon Scout.
Thank you.
So how are you doing? You're looking lovely as usual.
I'm fine. You?
I'm doing great. Thank God. Okay, Amara, you're my guest today, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers want to hear about your wonderful story. So please take us through your entrepreneurship journey. Tell us, how did you start? What informed your decision to start running a manufacturing company that's on hair products?
Okay, so starting the manufacturing business wasn't like I wanted to start a manufacturing business, right? But I actually found the problem that I need to solve. So that was when I had my daughter in 24. I had her in 2014, right? My first girl. And fast forward 2015, she came with this very full hair.
I can
So-
see it from you.
So taking care of the hair was more like a very serious struggle. Trying to get products that really work for her hair, right? So eventually I got one product that works for her hair, a leave-in conditioner. But using it on her hair, her scalp is quite sensitive, right? So I realized that over weeks of using the product, I observed boils on her scalp.
Ooh, okay.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, this means that this product wouldn't work for her hair.
Wow.
So what do I do? I know that people say, oh, you can use shea butter, you can use like natural oils and all of that, but I'm not really experienced like using those natural ingredients before then, right? But after looking at her hair, like, okay, I need to do something. What do I do? So I whipped up shea butter, coconut oil, started using it on her hair, and realized that the boys cleared like after 3 days. I'm like, okay,
Using the natural
yes,
creams.
shea butter,
Okay.
olive oil, and coconut oil. So I was like, okay, wait, so if this can do this, it means that like there are other things that I can probably explore and see what nature had in stock for us in terms of her hair care. So I started researching more, and eventually I was able to see schools that teach how to organically produce products.
In
That you don't
Nigeria
have
here?
to. No, UK.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had to like start learning online.
Okay,
So I had to
online,
start, yes,
a
online.
program. Okay.
Exactly. So
Learning how to make
formulate products.
natural hair products.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So instead of just whipping shea butter, coconut oil, like I can actually formulate it in a way that is more stable.
Okay.
And for instance, if you can't put oil in water, so that it means that you actually need to like blend it in a way that doesn't separate.
Exactly.
And our hair naturally as Africans needs a lot of water to thrive.
Moist, yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, okay, how do I blend these things together? And I started formulating for her then. But then I started giving out the products to
And
people.
was it working for your daughter?
Yeah, it was.
So there was no balls and her hair
No,
was
but
getting soft.
exactly.
Okay.
So because she had this full
Full
hair, it was
kinky hair.
difficult for me to comb. So I actually needed a leave-in conditioner.
Wow.
Yes. So I realized that okay, this thing works. I can easily comb her hair now. Okay, next is how do I wash her hair? It means that I also need to look at how do I formulate shampoo.
Okay.
So okay, black soap works, but then I can't just use black soap
in the
alone.
state, yeah.
Exactly. So I had to formulate it in a way that ensures that the black soap is not very harsh on her hair because it's like raw.
Yes, raw black soap is
So
actually harsh.
exactly. So I had to blend with oils and
And this you
other
learned in
natural
all the
surfactants.
online
Yeah,
training that you got,
well,
or you
you know
started
how
experimenting on
exactly.
yourself?
So because
Okay.
they will teach you how to formulate, but they won't really teach you like, okay, this is not how to get your perfect blend because if not,
Okay.
everybody would be
Yeah,
using the same
exact
formula. Exactly. So
Okay.
what the school helped me to do is to understand how to formulate the right way, right? So it's now on me to research on
the quantities, the effect of the quantities,
the effect of the quantities, what percentage should I use, and also what ingredients will work for what hair type and all of that. Yeah, so I started researching more and eventually started producing, giving out to people to use too for themselves. And people like keep calling back. Exactly, like, okay, well, this works and they're getting results. Can I get more? So that's basically how I started. So I didn't really start researching what do I manufacture. I need to manufacture, right?
Wow.
It came from trying to solve the issue for my daughter.
Idea came from a necessity,
Yes.
personal necessity.
Yes.
A need that you needed to fix.
Exactly.
And before you knew it, you started the business
exactly
of manufacturing.
And the interesting thing back then, because like that was in 2015, the interesting thing back then was I was like, okay, this is a lot of work. Like, let me just go and see. Probably the product that I got for her that is chemical, maybe there's another natural product in the market that I can just buy and leave all this stress. So I went to a supermarket, then like researched, okay, maybe it's not, this supermarket doesn't have, let me go to another one. I keep seeing that kiddies products come with relaxers in it. So typically you will see kiddies products and you see a relaxer because like I think that's what probably
the hair.
Yes. Okay. So the white that makes this product for us understands that our texture of hair is hard.
Kinky,
so it means that for it to be easy to manage, we need to relax. You understand? But then I didn't want to relax her hair. Like she was just barely a year old then,
that's a
right?
lot of chemical.
Exactly. So I'm like, if leave-in conditioner that is just chemical based, no relaxer can do that to her hair. What will relaxer do?
Oh no, that would be a disaster.
So I'm like, okay. So what that means is that there is no product as of then that is on the shelf, natural products for Africans that I can really use that doesn't have like the relaxers.
What did you want to do to relax the hair?
No, so what I wanted to achieve is use natural products that would help to easily comb her hair, to manage her hair. Okay. But what I was seeing is like everything in the market was relaxers. So they have these baby kit relaxers and all of that.
Yes.
So
I was like, using it, not as a baby, but when my kids were younger, but I had to stop because of the chemical. At a point,
I think most people do, okay, let me not relax, let me texturize the hair.
Texturizer. And it's all still chemical at the end of the day.
It's all still chemical at the end of the day. And so I'm like, okay, since this is not like available, there wasn't really a Nigerian brand that was focusing on kids. So then there were a few brands that were doing natural products, but it wasn't designed for kids, right? So I'm like, okay, this is a challenge. Like I need to do this. So I started manufacturing from my home.
Having the passion to just continue to solve this problem.
Exactly.
It was personal to you.
Yeah, it was personal to me, and that gap that I observed, like, okay, it means that if, like in Lagos, that is like, major states do not have this product designed for kids. It means that like every
other state has it.
And then there are Africans too, like in other countries, Kenya, Ghana.
So at this point, when you were doing all this, were you talking with anybody who was giving you any advice? Who was talking to you that this could be a business? Because there's one thing to solve your own problem, and another thing to take it to the market.
Yeah, exactly. Well, as of then, I didn't really have someone say, okay, why not take this up as a business? I think the taking it up as a business started from me saying, okay, there's a gap and I need to fill this. Where I feel I got help was in actually understanding the business side of running a business of
Business,
that.
yes.
Yes. So I had people then that was actually like mentors, that have been there before, that was able to help me navigate around,
The business
even
part
understanding
of this
things like you
product.
need to create your
Company
company
name.
name. Yes, I remember one particular program that I did there, and I was like, okay, you have to create your company name,
Mhm.
and then you have to get a bank account,
A business
business
plan
bank
maybe.
account.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this sorted. Let's move to the next stage. Yeah. So it's
So
quite
how did
interesting.
you start the business? How did you kick it off? I mean, remember you're just making the products just for your kids and
Exactly.
just for her alone and some of your friends who were asking for a few products.
Mm-hmm.
But how did you change that dynamic? What
Yes, to actually
propelled
start
you? How
selling to
did you
people.
start?
Okay, so how I started, so I didn't start with like setting up a factory. I started from home.
Okay.
So I started making these products in my kitchen. So
From the kitchen.
exactly. So
Okay.
I had this spare room too that okay, I formulate in the kitchen, then I take it there for the packaging, sealing, and all of that. Right. So I started selling to few people. And from few people, like when I started getting more demand. And
Okay.
I think one powerful thing that really helped us to break
Game
into the
changer.
market was her
Hmm.
story, right? As in the story
Okay,
of
your
my
daughter's
daughter.
story. That's authentic
Yes.
story.
So when we started, then she was more like the face of the brand.
Mm.
Yeah, she was the face of the
Mhm.
brand. I was telling stories around how I'm able to care for her hair using the product. So it connected with a lot of mothers that actually also wanted
Had the
similar
same
solutions.
issue.
Exactly. It was really from there that people started requesting more, like started getting referrals as well. And I just knew that we need to move forward. Like we
The
need to.
time. So where are you? Where would you say you are now in the business? I mean, you said you've been running for about 8
8 years.
years.
Yeah,
So I mean, you obviously are not in the same place where you
of
are,
course.
and I learned from your statistics that you're actually selling over 100,000
Yes.
units of your product every year.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? How did you get investors? Did you do it organically? How did you grow to that number?
Okay, so we bootstrap way to growth. What that means is
Yes.
that we plow back the
You
profit.
kept on
Yeah, exactly.
plugging back the
So we
profit.
sell, we plow back, and then we're
Wow.
able to
All
reach
through to
different
where you
milestones.
are right now.
Yes, yes.
You never had to take a loan?
We got one once, but it was very almost insignificant. I
Okay,
think it was
compared
a
to what?
million naira then.
Oh
Yeah, so that
no.
was just like I participated in a program,
Oh,
and they
okay.
just like okay, the first I think it was the first 10 people. So that's only the external.
One funds
Yes,
to
but then
date.
as of that period,
Everything
it
is
was not.
self-grown
Yes, it
and
was not
organically
very
grown.
significant. Yes,
That is
exactly.
tremendous. And do you supply your product outside the country?
Yes, we do. So we have distributors we have in Ghana, we have in Kenya, we have in UK, Sierra Leone, South Africa, and other countries as well. So basically, from moving, I know you must be wondering, like, how did you move
Yes, how
from
did you
home
move from
to?
home in the kitchen? Because even part of your story, which I know, it's like you have over 150 distributors
Hmm.
with over 100,000 annual requests and
Exactly,
more. So how did you get from the kitchen to
exactly.
these numbers?
So this is how
Because
the
our
journey
viewers will want to
progressed.
know, because sometimes people come and say a lot of things
Exactly.
and nobody really understands the journey. We want to understand the journey.
Yeah. Okay, so from home then I was producing from my kitchen, like I said, to actually now scaling. So the gap between then and now is actually leveraging on the power of marketing.
Hmm.
So I didn't just say, okay, you know what, these products are good, people are going to discover it and buy. So I invested in marketing to
You
reach more people.
invested in marketing
Yes,
your product.
exactly.
How?
To reach more people. So what I typically do is every month I set aside a budget to actually promote the product. So we use Facebook and Instagram ads
Hmm.
to reach people. So if you want to enter into Ghana, for instance, we are promoting the product and brand to people in Ghana, right? Using Facebook and Instagram
Hmm.
ads. So that way, because I have a monthly budget, so it's not like I'm sitting down and wondering, okay, where are customers going to come from? I'm actually reaching thousands of people on a
Using an
exactly
online
on a monthly basis.
marketing tool.
Yes. So the more they get to see us, see the brand, see the product, the
Mm-hmm.
more people come in to buy.
Mm.
So it grew from month one, we are doing XYZ to month two, we are doing this because there is a progression towards adding to the
So
customer
I think
base.
what you're just doing, you're steadily marketing
Exactly.
your product
Mm-hmm.
quietly. But people
I like
were
that
seeing
word
it,
quiet. You
yes,
know why?
quietly.
When
Can
people see
tell.
me now, they feel like, oh, this, because like I do a lot of presentations and all. They were like, this girl is like out there. She's an introvert. Like, people don't understand. I'm an introvert. Like, I don't really go out like that to start talking about Mara Cruiz. But
What's
I
the
was
brand
able,
name?
Mara Cruiz.
Mara Cruiz.
Yes. So I was able to leverage on the power of internet. So right there,
Digital
when I was
marketing.
informed, exactly. So I was able to set up ads, and people were seeing the brands, they were coming in to buy, you know. So that really helped us a lot.
I think the greatest thing that really propels your business, apart from Almighty God, I'm sure, which is also your source of strength, is the fact that there is a critical need.
Yes.
So the product sold itself.
Yes.
For you.
Yes. Yes. There
It's
was a
critical
need.
Yes.
There was a need.
And it's still a need.
Of course, because even till now, there are still people that have not heard about Mara Cruiz.
Yes,
So
just like, I mean, I just got to know maybe a few weeks ago
exactly.
for the first time, and I'm like, oh, there's a product like this, manufactured in Nigeria by a Nigerian. This is
yes,
a good
and
story.
also aside from the marketing, because the product is also very good, right? So we have people telling others. One, we also have partners who buy this product. They sell to their customers, like salon partners, and their customers come back to buy the product again. So we have return customers and we have referrals.
Do we have the ones that grow your frontal hair?
Yeah, we have hair growth oil for edges.
Okay, so we'll talk later after this show.
Sure.
Okay. I'm sure you're enjoying the episode already. I would like to take a moment to ask you to please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave your aha moments in the comment section below. We would love to engage with you. Okay, let's get back to the show. We noticed that you have a passion for data and analytics. What do you use this for? How has it helped your business? And how has it helped you grow your business to what it is today, aside from doing the digital marketing and online marketing?
Okay, so data analytics is really, I would say, is a powerful tool, right? Data is a powerful tool to use in making business decisions.
How did you use it in the practical sense?
Yeah, so in practical sense, we've used it in several ways. So one, from the market research phase, where we are looking at what is the number of people that actually need this product in Nigeria, in Africa, like understanding who our customers
are. How did you get that information? How?
So research. So one is research. The another tool that you can use is survey.
Company, or you did the research yourself?
I did the research myself, right? So I'm looking at the data on what is the size of the market. That's one. To even understand whether there's an opportunity that is scalable and not just about the way I feel or the way people around me feel, right? That's one. The market research, understanding
of the business.
Exactly, the viability of the business, right? That's one. Then starting the business down and running it, there are key ways that we've used data to make decisions. One is which product performs better than the other. So we track, we keep record of everything we sell, right? So we can do a historical data report to see, okay, leave-in conditioner moves more than shampoo, or people ask more for kiddies product than adults, So there is actually that, because after producing the kiddies products, mothers also started asking what is in there for me as well. Exactly. So we now
because the good stuff can also work for the mothers.
We started manufacturing product for adults too. So there is that historical data to tell us which product performs well, which one needs more push.
From the actual sales.
Exactly. Then we're also able to analyze at the end of each year which one is not performing well, so we take it out of the market, right? Because
so
you can't keep exactly. Start tying down resources. So when you see a product that 6 months is still there, like it's not moving, so we channel the resource to the ones that are actually moving well. The another thing that data has helped me to do is looking at my.
Many people don't understand. Data is extremely powerful.
It's very powerful.
It's a new currency.
Yeah. So another thing that we also use data to do is looking at the profitability of the business across like different products. So we're analyzing to say, okay, this is number, so this is the expense for this particular product, right? And this is the profit.
Can he take care of his own costs,
yes,
and still have profit?
Yes. That's another way.
But
Then
what gave you this idea? Because not everybody is this business savvy. That's one, and two, not everybody knows how to work with data. Do you have a background in data analytics?
I don't, but from I think from my primary school, secondary school, I've always loved math,
Okay,
numbers.
working with numbers.
Exactly. So because I've always loved numbers, it was easy for me to like start analyzing. And of course, I've also done a lot of programs where it was accounting that was taught, but I was able to like
You
understand the
studied
theory.
accounting.
No, like business programs. So
Okay.
accounting is usually
Sounds
like
like
part
it.
of the
Yeah,
modules.
yeah.
Yes. So I was able to like, okay, how do I apply this? So it's not just theory, but practically
Using it.
into the
Yeah.
business, right? Then one other powerful way that I really want to mention that we use data is on making decisions around our marketing and sales. So this is
Hmm.
what I mean by that. Because we invest heavily in marketing, right? Last year we spent over 50 million naira on Facebook ads alone.
Just 50 million naira
15
or
on Facebook
15
ads.
million naira
Yes,
on just marketing alone.
Facebook ads alone, right?
Just
Facebook and
even
Instagram
one.
exactly.
Wow.
So you
And some
cannot
people haven't gotten that as capital to run their business. So tell me
so
the return.
you can't so what we aim for is 10x 20x from that particular source. So
Hmm.
that's how we analyze, right? But where I'm getting to is that you can't be spending heavily on ads if you
And
do not understand key metrics like what is the cost of getting a customer
hmm.
when you're running ads, what is the cost of getting someone, so we call it like a lead, someone interested in your product, probably the
Hmm.
person visited your website or the person sent a message. So
Exactly.
if you're not able to understand those costs and analyze that, you will not really be able to see, is this ad profitable or not? Am I getting return on investment that would ensure that I have money to put back into the business,
Exactly.
right? So every week, my sales team gathers this data to look at what is the number of people that have sent us a message, what is the number that bought. The marketing people also are gathering data around what is the cost of getting this lead. What is our conversion rate like? So all those things helps us to make key decisions around, okay, we're spending this is the ROI we're getting, how do we improve on it? When the ROI is low, what caused this? And we're able to analyze to see what we need to improve on. Because without that data, we just be like frustrated that, oh, we spend this money,
Yeah.
we did not make, but you don't know where the issue is.
Where the issue
You
is.
don't know if it's
So
a
you're
marketing
tracking.
issue or
You're
sales issue.
continuously tracking
Tracking,
your sales, your
tracking.
cost, your everything. But this must be something personal to you. Not every entrepreneur has that ability.
Yes.
I think your passion for numbers and the fact that I think a lot of the things you're doing, I may be wrong, you're doing a lot of common sense.
Yeah.
Because you understand that if you plug A and B, you should be able to get C at the end of the day.
Yeah, but sometimes common sense is not that common.
And that's why it's working for you.
Yeah.
Well done.
Very
That's
true.
really because a lot of the things you've said today now, you can see that you're not taking any step without doing the numbers. You're not making any
There's no
investment
major
without doing the
decision
numbers. And you
that
started
we
that
do.
very, very early.
Yeah, there's no business decision that we take now without looking at the numbers. For instance, if we're giving XYZ discounts to distributors, and we need to analyze
Analyze
to
it to
see
the
what is the
end.
volume coming in that justifies this
That's
discount.
exactly.
So if the
Would you
volume
be able
coming
to
in
make
does
back the money?
the profit,
Mhm.
in terms of the profit, right? So if the volume coming in does not justify, what do we do to help them to sell more? So there's just a lot of things that we need to consider, and it still boils down to what data. Because if we're not recording these things to analyze, we won't be able to have that deep insight.
And you've always done this from the beginning of the business.
Yes, but I would say I
Okay.
really like a big as in, like went big on data maybe like from 2 years into the business. Yeah, I would say 2 years
Just
into the
2 years
business.
into business. That's quite
Yeah.
early. Some people just do that after a decade. They can start working on their numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you have done all the data analytics and gotten your numbers and having your marketing. Are you saying that during the early days you never had extreme difficulty or anything, any stumbling block, any setback, especially the initial stage? Remember, we're in
Yeah.
Nigeria
Yes.
and we have peculiar issues when it comes to manufacturing. All I've heard is good stuff. I don't think data has anything on Nigerian factory. Did you hear what
Very
I just
true.
said? I
Yeah.
don't think data has anything on Nigerian factor because you can analyze as much as you want. When the Nigerian factor hits, it hits you so bad, and your data will be nowhere. So how have you been able to navigate all the Nigerian issues, especially those peculiar to manufacturing? in Nigeria?
So those peculiar to manufacturing, you would look at the cost of running the business,
Exactly.
right?
Diesel.
Yeah, diesel and also like other costs to power the factory, and ensuring that the business runs smoothly, right? So, but what one thing that we've been able to really work on that regards is to ensure that the volume that we are producing covers for the cost, because is high cost of running this business, but then there is also that possibility of selling more, so that you're maximizing the capacity. So each time I'm asking questions like, what currently can we produce with this space,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
They are
and
constantly checking
yeah,
those numbers.
exactly. So that we are sure that we are producing, we're utilizing our resources to like produce to the extent that we are actually able to still be profitable. So the key factor that I would say that as it pertains to manufacturing is the high cost of running the business,
Yeah.
right? Because there is diesel, there is
Mm-hmm.
just a lot of things, and sometimes you're not really getting
Don't you
enough
have tax
support.
issues
Yeah,
and
there
maybe
are,
local
sure.
government issues?
Sure. But one thing that we've actually done is always looking at what is our current capacity and how can we sell more, so that whatever issues, cost that is coming up, we're still able to cover those costs
and
and
make a
be
good
profit.
profit.
Yeah. So that's how we've been able to navigate, and always trying to understand what is the trend now, what is happening in terms of government policies and all, and looking at ways that we can adapt, quickly adapt, so it doesn't swallow us. Then another key challenge, as we're talking about business challenges now, that I also faced at the starting stage, is getting people that would deliver the kind of excellence that I want.
In terms of quality of your product.
Yeah, well, not really in terms of quality, but in terms of yes, in terms of their role, like contributing to the growth.
Yeah.
So when I started employing, so when I moved from home to the factory in 2018, that was 3 years gap, like before we moved to the factory, right? I started employing people. Of course, we were growing. I couldn't do it
more people,
exactly.
More hands,
yeah. So when I hired my first set of employees, and I didn't realize that I had all these expectations based on how I have been, managing the business and all.
Yes.
So like, okay, these guys are graduates, they would
know what to do.
deliver excellence and all of that. But what I now realized, because sometimes as business owners, we're quick to blame than looking at what can I do within me to understand why this problem is happening. So I had to like consult with other brands that have a lot of employees. Like, how are you guys doing it? So I booked a lot of like one-on-one sessions, took courses to understand how do I manage people, because now it's not just about me.
You're having problems
Yes.
managing the people.
So the expectations was like here,
and
but the delivery
was like low.
So was it that I realized
Welcome to entrepreneurship.
as in it was like entrepreneurship 101, staffing, staffing 101. So what I realized is that yes, the people I had then, they have the skill set, and they also came in with like knowledge and experience. But I did not clearly communicate exactly that this is what my expectation is. And there was they should know, because like they have experience, that graduates, that they should know what I'm expecting. And I also didn't have like documented SOP. So SOP is like standard operating procedure. Exactly. That shows them that, okay, this is exactly how we do things here. So don't assume that, for instance, people will know that when they pick up a message from a customer that they're supposed to greet, things that you feel like they're common sense, right? They're supposed to go through the messages and respond to each one the way that they're supposed to respond. So that if someone is smart does not mean that they would also be able to understand your business to deliver the kind of excellence that you want. So I had to go back to the drawing board to say, okay, what do I do? So one, I need to clearly define.
You're working like a magician. Because I mean, my own case, you actually thought all that, and still you have some of those issues. But you haven't thought all that. You expect them to know. No, that's being a magician.
Honestly, because I didn't have. It was the first time of me getting people into my space, so I didn't really like understand that this is what you're supposed to do. And also because I didn't like work 9 to 5. Immediately I finished school, I went straight into business.
So you didn't have that formal knowledge too.
No, at all. So I now was okay, I need to define their roles, I need to define their KPIs, I need to develop SOPs and train them by it, and not just assume that they would know what to do. So now we have like a complete and onboarding system that takes people immediately you come in, there's 2 weeks training before you start
And
the
even
job.
start anything,
Yes, then for
understanding the
3 months
business.
there is mentorship. Is there so when I started I was the one mentoring them, but now I have like
Yeah.
senior staff, managers, supervisors that now mentor them.
Mm.
So you are assigned to
You've
someone
done
older.
everything right.
You're assigned
Right.
to someone older to mentor you. So we don't assume that you know what to do. So for
Mm.
3 months, we are mentoring you and training you on the job. So that was how I was able to like overcome that challenge.
Well done. I must say you are doing extremely well, and
Mhm.
you're taking every challenge by the horn, and that's great. I mean, a lot of entrepreneurs we face a lot of issues, and sometimes we drag the issues, and that's why
Mm.
sometimes we never really get anywhere.
Or
But
be
there's
sad
something you
about the
do. Yes,
issue
yeah, we dwell on
without
the
finding
problem.
what is the solution.
Exactly. So I think what I've heard from you is like once the challenge comes, you find a
There
solution.
needs
Once
to
the
be a
challenge
way
comes, you find a solution.
because there
And I
are
notice another
people that
thing you're
have
doing, which
also
many of
gone
us
through
don't
that
do,
problem.
maybe even including myself, is actually training yourself for that solution.
Exactly.
Because that's another practice thing we've
Yes,
done all
yes,
through the,
all through.
the process.
All through. So once
Training
there's a challenge,
yourself.
I'm looking at who do I learn from.
Yes.
So because the person actually went to Games of So Fresh Nigeria, they have over 150 staff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, these few
They
people is
can
giving
do,
me
yeah,
headache.
they
How
how
is
did
she
they manage
managing 150
50?
people? So it means that there is something that she knows
That
that
you're
I need
not
to
doing.
learn.
Yes, yes, yes. Or
you
there's
know?
something you're not doing well.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And you
So
found
yeah,
the
of course.
solution. But it's not a perfect right still. I can
No, of course,
definitely
definitely.
not
There is always
a
room for
yes,
constant improvement.
improvement. Well done. And you actually have set up the manufacturing hub. What gave you that idea? What was the initiative? What was the compelling thing around the manufacturing hub? And what's it about? For those who don't know what the manufacturers hub is all about.
Okay, so I started the manufacturers hub in 2018. So when we moved
Okay,
to
that's just
the
before COVID.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
2 years before COVID. So when we moved to our factory, I started getting questions from people close to me, like, "How are you doing this?" Because a lot of manufacturers stay at home for a very long
Long
time.
time. That's why when you said 2 years, you already set up
3 years.
oh
Yeah,
3 years. I
yes,
said this is fast.
yeah. So a lot of people stay home for a long time. Some 5, 10, like still
Five,
in their
ten,
in
yeah.
their home. So I started sharing with people then, my friends, close friends, that okay, this is how I was able to bootstrap. I invested in marketing. I paid attention to this, to that. So from that discussions with them, I realized that wait, not just them, there are other people too. Like similar to how I started Mara Cruiz. Like
Yeah.
there are other people too that have
You
this
saw that
challenge.
there's a gap again and a
Exactly.
need.
So I started doing. In fact, I did a
But
lot
you're
of
very
free
intuitive, I must
consultations.
say.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
listen to people, you listen to yourself, and you try to
Yes,
fix it.
yes, exactly. So I did a lot of free consultations when I started far back 2018. Then eventually I said, okay, I need to develop programs that would help people solve different challenges they have around
Around the
the
entire
entire business.
manufacturing space.
Yes.
Okay.
So we started developing programs around how do you sell more, how do you ensure that your business is profitable, so you're not just selling but you're also making profit. When you've sorted the sales, the profit issue, how do you structure your business so that it runs without you? How do you get distributors to sell your products and help you reach more people? So we started developing programs. So the Manufacturers Hub is basically a training institute for manufacturers who are looking to build a highly profitable and sustainable business.
As a consultant, Amara, you've trained a lot of manufacturers. What have you seen as a common problem across board? Even the problems that you see even in Africa, even aside from Nigeria, that's peculiar to the people who are in the manufacturing space. What problem have you noticed?
Okay.
Common problem.
A common problem I would say is sales.
Sales.
Yes.
It's electricity.
No, I don't think it's electricity. I think it's sales.
Okay.
You know why? If you have all the electricity, as in like you're able to power your whether from home or factory, right? And you produce and you're not able to sell, that becomes a problem
That was
because
a
you'll be
major
stuck.
problem with
Yes.
investment.
Exactly. So one is sales, and another thing is ensuring that you're running a profitable business. because you know that if you're buying and selling,
Mm.
you're buying, so okay, I will sell with this. But
Yeah.
when you're running a manufacturing business, there's a lot of expenses around your
God.
machines,
Yes.
your raw materials.
Cost.
Like there's a lot of
So you
things that
must
you
be
need
able
to
to
factor
capture
in.
the cost
Yes.
element
And
properly.
why this is very peculiar is that some people from the onset do not pay attention to it.
Yes.
So they basically, when they've done the business like
With their
3 years,
passion, they just started.
exactly.
Like, let us,
So we are
we'll be
selling.
okay, we're
If you
selling.
now start
Yeah.
selling, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm selling. But it's not maybe like after 2 years, it will dawn on you
Yeah.
that wait,
No profit.
there's no
is coming
profit.
in.
Like
Yeah.
there's no
Your
money
cost
left in the accounts
your
after the end
revenue
of the
are
month.
same.
You know, so that sales profit and then getting distributors too. That one is also, I don't even know if I should place it before profit. Why? Because you know, a lot of distributors or people, supermarkets, they want to buy foreign products that they're sure of the quality and there is demand for. But for African manufacturers, exactly, because when people go to supermarket, they're looking for product that they know, right? But for African manufacturers in Nigeria here as well, that when they start selling in supermarkets, some people find it difficult to pick the product because they might not know that product.
Okay.
You know,
So
so
how do the
supermarkets
distributors
now,
help?
exactly. So supermarkets are now like, okay, you need to place this product on my shelf. When I sell, I'm going to give you money, and that ties down
money.
for like 3 months,
Capital.
6 months. In fact, some manufacturers end up not getting their money.
Wow.
They end up not getting their money. So what I've been able to do is different. So my go-to market is getting individual distributors, right? Not supermarkets. Of course, we get to the stage where we're open to, you know, selling in supermarket when the product is now known to the extent that people go to the supermarket and they see, they pick it up.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we use individual distributors.
Currently.
That, yes.
Okay.
So these over 150 distributors are individual distributors, people that own salons and people that are selling, buying and selling products. But it's not that easy to get individual distributors because they're asking questions like, if I buy this product, is it going to sell? Is there demand for this product? And also, if I buy this product, is it going to be profitable for me? So I've done a lot of work too to show that there is demand for this product. So when I started, I was pushing a lot of customers to them. So we are doing marketing and we are pushing customers. So they were able to build. Push and pull. So they were able to build their customer base, and I also do a lot of trainings for them. So I do trainings around how do you market more, how do you sell more.
Wow.
Yes. I have an online school for partners, for my partners.
What's so interesting about your story, you never had any, you didn't work in a formal environment.
No, I didn't.
You are just, your daughter's hair you're actually trying to fix. But you're using a lot of the tips or strategies that salespeople who have written books from now till 100 years are actually proposing.
I would say it's because I learn fast. I learn very fast. And I'm always looking out for how do I solve this.
What did you study? I mean,
English language and literature.
It's not related.
There's not really no at all. I think the only part that the English language and literature has helped me is in writing stories for the brand.
Which is also
which is sure.
Writing is marketing.
Yes, it is. Yeah, so that distributorship is a huge challenge because you need to prove that there is demand and that your distributors are also going to make profit.
Amara, you talked about quite a number of challenges. Has there at any point in time through your 8 years in running this business, you say, no, this is too much for me, I can't continue, I want to throw in a towel, I cannot do it anymore because it's just too much. Has there been any time like that? Because you seem to be very together in everything, and I know that it can't be that all the time.
Yeah, of course. So what I would say has happened is I've had a number of sad moments where I'm like, I'm overwhelmed. How do I solve this challenge? I'm stuck. What do I do? Right? And in such times, like, I'll cry. I'll just like cry, like, let me just, let this out. Sometimes I'll just shut down for like a week. Like I wouldn't really be doing anything. I'm just trying to like get myself back to now say, okay, now I've gotten my emotions out of the way. How do I face this? But there hasn't really been a time where I thought like, let me stop. No,
shut down
no, at all.
It's not in your personality.
At all. So I take a step back, relax, try to get myself, then I face it again.
Again. So
So
you face it
that's
headlong until you find a
exactly
solution.
till I find the solution.
Interesting. Well done, well done. You've done a remarkable job as a woman in the manufacturing industry in Nigeria. That is a feat, a definitely a feat. And you're
Thanks.
growing every day. It's not been any issue whereby you have to go back and start all over
No,
again, throw in the towel or whatever it is. Well done, and I'm hoping our viewers are hearing this. It's actually possible. But one great thing I've learned from you today is you need to get your data and your numbers correct, especially when you're dealing with products more than
exactly.
anything else. With all this being said, how are you able to balance your family? And how are you able to juggle the children, your husband, your extended family, work? How are you able to do this?
I'm so happy you asked that question because it's a major challenge for women,
Yes,
especially.
yes.
So when I had my daughter, I was still able to manage things, you know, balancing family and business because she's such a lovely baby. Like she wasn't really giving me a lot of
The
issues.
same daughter that
Yes,
you had the
she's
hair.
like very
Okay,
calm. Like
calm.
if you put
Okay.
her in a seat like this, she
You
will
can be
sit
quiet.
and I'll be walking. But
Wow.
then when I when it was time for me to have my second baby, right? It wasn't like I'm managing her, I'm managing pregnancy. I just
I'm managing
realized
the
that
business.
I'm managing the business. So it wasn't like no, 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 no. I had to get help,
Oh,
right? So one thing that I would say that has worked for me over the years is ensuring that I have support each and every
system.
time, right from my second child,
Hmm.
right? So I have someone taking care of
What
my
of your
babies.
husband in all this?
Oh, I'm
Okay.
getting to that.
Okay.
So I have someone taking care of my children,
Hmm.
right? And I also have support in terms of people now working with us to ensure that the business is also running
Going,
smoothly.
yeah.
Yeah, so there's that balance.
Hmm.
Then coming to my husband, because that's like a full-time G. I love to say that like he's fully supportive 100%.
He's like your cheerleader.
I'm telling you. You know why? There are some men, right,
Yes, I
that they do
know.
not allow their wife to
To
like
do it.
fly.
Yes, yes.
So
But he's
it's
not
like
like that.
you have to do this, you have to do
Hmm.
that before that happens. But he understood from the beginning, right from courtship, the kind of person I am,
Hmm.
that I'm driven and like I'm a go-getter,
Yes.
right? So he
That's what
already
he admired.
understood exactly. In
Hmm.
fact, it was part of the things he was telling his
Yes.
people there that this lady,
uh,
I
she will be able to do good,
you
great
know.
things.
So he understood that from the beginning. There was clear communication around this is what I want to do. This is
And this is
the
the
kind
kind
of
of
person
person you
I
are.
this is the kind of person I am. So from the beginning he was supportive. So even like far back when I had my first daughter, even though she was calm, there was a particular period that I had to be in school, sister school to LBS, EDC,
Yeah, EDC.
Enterprise
Okay.
Development
Yeah.
Center, right? I had to do that program for 6 months. In fact, inside
Hmm.
my pregnancy, my second baby,
Hmm.
he was the one taking me to school
Wow.
with
All
my
the way
daughter
from the
all the way
mainland
from Sulere to
all to
Aja.
Aja.
So he would take me
Wow.
there with my daughter. Then when it's time for them to leave, my daughter
Every
would be looking
day.
at me every day,
That's a
every day.
huge
As
sacrifice.
in, so he would take me there in the morning, then go back with our baby,
Yes.
right? So all through that day till I come back,
Mhm.
he's the one with the baby. He's the
Wow. Was
one.
he not working?
Yeah, so he's also running business at the
Okay,
time.
so he has a
Yeah,
flexible
but
time.
right now we run the business together.
Together.
Yes, so he's the COO.
Oh,
So he's the
hey.
one managing all the operations, everything
Wow.
operation wise. I can't even
So
remember
this
the
is a
last time I was at
family
the factory.
business.
Yes, it
This
is.
is interesting. Can you imagine how
So I do
passion has
the admin,
come to
marketing,
wealth?
strategy part. He handles all the operations.
Wow. This is a lovely story of passion come to
Yeah.
wealth in a
So he's
most remarkable way. And your daughter is the center of
yeah,
everything.
he is. He is. So he's been fully supportive, and that's really what has helped me because I'm sure that
And that's why
the
you have
home
grown this way,
exactly.
this
So
far.
there's no point in time where I felt like, oh, I need to please
Explain. I
him
need to
so
do this.
that I
He
can now do
understands it
this.
because he's
He
in it.
already understands,
Understands
and he
it.
allows me to be the kind of person I actually want to be.
Well done, our husband. Well done.
Serious, well
Well
done.
done. You made her fly and thrive. Well done. Amara, we're going to the fun part of this segment.
Okay.
And this part, we're going to be asking you a trivia question.
Okay.
And I hope you get it.
Let's
But
see.
there's no problem if you
No.
don't get it. So the question goes, what country has won the most World Cup to date?
Okay.
I
Let's
actually
see.
know this one. The most
Hmm.
World Cup to date. Or intelligent, super intelligent.
Oh, Argentina.
One more try.
Um, Qatar.
Oh no, what's Qatar have
I don't
to
watch
do?
football. Sorry, no idea.
The answer is Brazil.
Oh my
You need to
god. Okay, like I know
remember.
so much Brazil,
Yeah,
Brazil. Like even
Brazil.
though I don't watch football, but
Yes,
at least I'll be hearing Brazil.
Brazil. Yes. It's quite, but
Okay.
guess what? I know what would happen. You get frozen, brain freeze. Well, then, thank you so much for coming, and thank you for coming on Almost Out.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching Almost Scout. I am sure you are eager for another inspiring story. So click here to watch another episode or click here to subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.